Chosen one, stop scrolling immediately. Do not move past this video. I am not asking, I am warning you. This is not a coincidence, and the algorithm absolutely did not bring you here. God intercepted your feed today because you are standing at the exact threshold of a permanent timeline shift. What I am about to reveal was sealed in the throne room of heaven until this very second. The enemy is working overtime to distract you right now, hoping you will swipe away, because he knows that if you hear this message, his hold over your life breaks completely. If you leave before the end, you will forfeit the exact prophetic instruction that guarantees the breakthrough you have been crying out for. Lock your attention, because the verdict on your next 10 years is about to be read. There are exactly 2 people on earth right now who are meant to hear this specific message, and heaven made sure you are one of them. You have been fighting battles in absolute silence. You thought nobody noticed your tears. You thought nobody saw how you held your integrity when they lied on your name. But you were wrong. Someone deeply powerful, someone whose name carries weight in rooms you have never even stepped into, has been quietly watching you. They weren't looking at your highlight reel. They were watching your resilience in the dark. Do not scroll away. If you leave this video, you will miss the exact sequence of events that is about to unfold. Your quiet obedience in private has just activated a massive public blessing. An absolutely insane offer is currently being prepared for you, and it is going to completely shatter the matrix of those who tried to keep you at the bottom. Now, let's go deeper, because what you are feeling right now is not new. Lock your attention on this message, that heavy, suffocating feeling in your chest. The nights you wake up at 3:00 a.m. with your jaw tight, your heart racing, and the faces of those who betrayed you flashing in your mind. Listen to me very carefully. That is not anxiety. You are not going crazy. Do not let anyone label your spiritual warfare as a mere physical deficiency. That physical weight you feel is your highly advanced spirit detecting the absolute panic of the enemies who just realized they permanently lost access to you. They are starving for your energy, and the spiritual backlash is hitting your body. Stop wondering why they act like nothing happened. Stop waiting in wound for an apology that will never come. You are a leader in disguise. You were placed in environments that were fundamentally incompatible with your pure frequency. You thought you were being punished. You thought the isolation was a sign that you had done something wrong. The raw truth is, your isolation was not a punishment. It was a divine incubation season. Heaven had to completely separate you from the noise, from the flying monkeys, from the energy vampires who were using your pure light as their personal human battery. They expected your departure to destroy you. They waited with bated breath for you to fail. They thought that, without their validation, you would crumble into nothingness. Instead, you walked out of their toxic matrix and became the uncertainty they were never built to handle. While the narcissists and the manipulators were busy constructing a false narrative about you, whispering lies to anyone who would listen, they completely miscalculated your spiritual rank. They thought they were burying you, but they didn't realize you were a seed, an irreplaceable diamond that only shines brighter under absolute pressure. And here is the divine alignment they could never foresee. While you were being ignored by the people you poured your soul into, you were being meticulously studied by someone else. This powerful person, this entity who holds the keys to doors you have been desperately knocking on, has been observing your absolute refusal to lower your frequency. They saw you bleed in private and still show up with grace. They saw you refuse to retaliate when you had every right to destroy your enemies. That restraint was not weakness. That silence was a lethal weapon. That single act of choosing your dignity over your revenge signed the eviction notice of your enemies and handed the verdict to a court they cannot appeal. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this shift. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy tried to hide this from you. The insane offer that is coming your way is not just a reward, it is a public vindication. It is the universe's mathematical equation balancing itself out. but there is a specific spiritual protocol you must maintain to receive it. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, do not move. In the next few minutes, I am going to hand you the exact spiritual blueprint that cuts their cord to your nervous system forever and reveals exactly how to step into the rooms this powerful person has already unlocked for you. There is a physical reason you have been feeling that heavy weight this week. Listen closely, because this is the exact part the enemy tried to hide from you. You have been walking through your days carrying a profound, bone-deep exhaustion that you simply cannot seem to sleep off. You are experiencing a strange somatic weight sitting right behind your eyes, a sudden brain fog that unexpectedly clouds your highly advanced mind, and a suffocating tightness in your chest that strikes without warning. The matrix programming and the secular world will try to label this. They will attempt to convince you that this is just an ordinary phase of fatigue. They will try to throw medical terminology at you, calling it a chemical imbalance, trying desperately to medicate what is, in reality, a massive spiritual awakening. I declare right now, that is an absolute illusion. What you are experiencing right now is a severe frequency mismatch and the physical aftermath of an intense spiritual attack. You are actively shedding the residual energetic sludge left behind by people who used your pure light as their personal human battery. Let's talk about the silence in your life, the sudden, deafening quiet. The phone is no longer ringing like it used to. The people you would have taken a bullet for have suddenly turned into strangers, or worse, they have morphed into flying monkeys defending the very master manipulator who tried to break you. You look around and see yourself completely isolated, the undeniable black sheep of your bloodline, completely misunderstood by the environment you were born into. For so long, you thought this isolation was a punishment. You spent nights staring at the ceiling, wondering what flaw you carried to deserve such profound abandonment. Erase that thought immediately. You have absolutely no flaws in this dynamic. Your only crime was loving too purely in a deliberately corrupted realm. This isolation you are sitting in is not a penalty. It is your divine incubation season. Heaven saw the spiritual traps being actively plotted against you in rooms you weren't even in. God had to completely clear the stage, removing every single parasite and energy vampire from your proximity to protect the massive blessing that is about to drop into your timeline. You are not being abandoned. You are being hidden. You are being securely quarantined away from the matrix programming, so your pure light cannot be siphoned for one more second. You must understand your true identity. You are the ultimate stabilizer, a true empath. You walked into chaotic, toxic environments and single-handedly absorbed the poison so everyone else could breathe. You anchored the frequency of your entire family, your workplace, your relationships. The narcissists gravitated to you because they are fundamentally empty, hollow glitches in the matrix, completely devoid of their own light. They looked at your spirit and saw an endless, glowing reservoir of unconditional love, and they latched on like leeches. Every time you gave them grace, they weaponized it. Every time you offered forgiveness, they took it as permission to extract more of your life force. But then, you did the unthinkable. You cut the cord, you initiated no contact, and you starved them with your silence. That restraint was not weakness, that silence was a weapon. And when you finally completely unplugged from their toxic matrix, the spiritual whiplash hit your physical body. That is the exact somatic weight you carry today. It is the intense feeling of pulling a deeply rooted spiritual parasite out of your cellular field. You are not breaking down, you are recalibrating. The generational patterns that plagued your bloodline, the cycles of poverty, the patterns of broken relationships, those cycles end with you. You are the cycle breaker heaven has been waiting for. Heaven is meticulously restoring your energetic boundaries right here, right now. Even in the midst of this profound spiritual exhaustion, something miraculous is happening to your physical vessel. People who see you are utterly confused. Despite the heavy spiritual warfare you've endured, You are stepping into a permanent, untouchable, ageless glow. Time was supposed to age you, yet here you are making time itself look like the fool. You didn't just survive time, you bent it. Your physical body is regenerating because it is no longer feeding the demons of the people who betrayed you. Read that again in your spirit. You are one of the rare two on earth who can withstand this specific level of warfare and still maintain your integrity. You didn't become bitter. You didn't lower your frequency to seek retaliation because you know vengeance is heaven's domain. You simply observed the illusion and stepped completely out of it. This is exactly why the powerful person observing you is about to make their move. Your season of waiting in wound is officially over. If your spirit confirms this raw truth, if you feel this cellular knowing vibrating within you right now, gently press the like button to seal your energetic alignment with heaven. Do this physical act now to put a spiritual shield around this divine truth. Let me completely reframe your reality right now. You didn't lose. But here is the raw truth they could never say out loud. The Matrix programming wants you to believe that your past relationships failed because of ordinary incompatibilities. The secular world wants to convince you that you simply had a run of bad luck, that perhaps you needed to compromise more, or that you somehow attracted the abuse. I declare right now, that is an absolute, fabricated illusion designed to keep you blind to your own power. Heaven is currently releasing 3 specific, undeniable revelations about the true nature of your past isolation. The third revelation is the exact key that unlocks the massive, insane offer hurtling toward your timeline right now. But you cannot access that final truth until your spirit completely absorbs revelation number 1, the absolute magnetism of your pure light. Pay close attention to this next part, because the enemy tried to hide this from you. You must understand why you were targeted. You were not attacked because you were weak. You were not betrayed because you lacked value. You were targeted because you are a demonstrated warrior of light. You are the Sunday. When you walked into their lives, you carried a cellular frequency of pure, unconditional love, a specific spiritual gravity that instantly disrupted the low vibrational entities hiding behind carefully constructed masks. The narcissists, the master manipulators, and the energy vampires who attached themselves to you were not broken souls looking for healing. They were spiritual parasites. They are hollow glitches in the matrix, completely devoid of their own divine spark. When they looked at you, they did not see a partner, a friend, or a family member. They saw an endless, glowing reservoir of life force. They saw a human battery. They recognized that you possessed the exact suppressed, synchronized coherence they desperately lacked. They knew they could never generate their own light, so they meticulously plotted to siphon yours. You were entirely too pure for the environments you were placed in. You were not the anomaly in someone's otherwise healthy life. You were the mirror. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to this person's truth than anyone before you had. Your pure, untampered frequency acted as a spiritual X-ray, instantly exposing the rot, the insecurities, and the demonic attachments they spent their entire lives trying to conceal. Read that again in your spirit. Your light was so blindingly authentic that it forced their internal darkness to the surface. That is exactly why they punished you. They tried to break your sanity and gaslight your reality because your very existence made them confront their own absolute emptiness. They wanted to dim your ageless glow so they wouldn't have to look at their own decay. They expected you to lower your frequency to make them comfortable, but instead, you maintained your integrity. You refused to step out of your divine alignment. Type 777 in the comments right now to physically claim this incoming miracle and lock in your frequency. Do this physical act immediately to anchor your power before we move to the next revelation. This brings us to a critical distinction that eludes the vast majority of people. Why did the betrayal hurt so deeply? Because your loyalty was unmatched. As the ultimate cycle breaker and empath, you would have stayed in that toxic matrix forever. You would have continued pouring your diamond-level energy into cheap rocks until you were entirely depleted. You would have sacrificed your own timeline to stabilize theirs. And that is exactly why heaven had to intervene with absolute, non-negotiable force. The agonizing separation you went through, the sudden, violent removal of these people from your life, that was not abandonment. That was a divine extraction. The universe had to forcefully shatter those connections because your loyalty to the wrong people was actively delaying your ultimate destiny. Heaven looked at the timeline, saw the insane, life-altering offer being prepared for you by a highly powerful person, and realized that you could not carry parasites into your promised land. God had to completely clean the house. He had to separate you, isolate you, and put you in a spiritual quarantine to stop the bleeding of your energy. They wanted you buried, but instead, they became the shovel that dug up your treasure. Their betrayal was the exact catalyst required to violently push you out of the matrix and into your permanent, untouchable power. The powerful person who has been watching you, the one holding the keys to your explosive breakthrough, could never step into your life while those energy vampires were still attached to your aura. Your season of isolation was not a punishment. It was the red carpet being aggressively rolled out for your ultimate vindication. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this shift. Which brings us to revelation number 2, the weaponization of your silence. You probably didn't realize it at the time, but your silence was a lethal weapon. The Matrix programming has conditioned the masses to believe that when someone wrongs you, you must engage. The secular world expects you to fight back, to argue, to desperately defend your character against the smear campaigns and the flying monkeys. The master manipulators absolutely counted on this. When they deliberately triggered you, when they suddenly withdrew their false affection or discarded you, they were setting a spiritual trap. They expected you to chase them. They waited with bated breath for you to send the long paragraphs, to demand closure, to wait in wound for an apology that was never designed to come. They wanted you to bleed out energetically so they could consume your reaction as their fuel. But let me completely reframe your reality right here, right now. You did the one thing that terrifies an energy vampire to their absolute core. You gave them nothing. You initiated strict, unbreakable, no contact. You unplugged your pure frequency from their corrupted matrix. That restraint was not weakness. That silence was a weapon. That single act of choosing your dignity over your revenge signed their eviction notice and handed the verdict to a court they cannot appeal. You didn't just walk away. You completely severed the spiritual umbilical cord that was keeping their false reality alive. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the key to everything. By removing your light, you created a massive, unfillable power vacuum in their lives. The narcissist is fundamentally a hollow entity. They cannot self-regulate. They relied entirely on you, the stabilizer, the true empath, to process their emotional toxicity. When you were there, your diamond-level frequency masked their decay. You made them look better, feel better, and function higher than their true spiritual rank allowed. But the moment you stepped into your untouchable power and withdrew your energy, their entire ecosystem began to collapse. They are currently drowning in the noise of their own making. This is exactly where their entire manipulation miscalculated. They made a fatal, irreversible mathematical error when they decided to push you away. They arrogantly assumed that your profound, unconditional love was common. They thought they could simply discard you and plug another human battery into your old spot. But here is the raw, uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. They are out there right now, frantically testing out new supply, surrounding themselves with cheap rocks, only to realize with horrifying clarity that you were the undeniable diamond. They are discovering that your specific depth, your highly advanced spiritual gravity, is utterly unreplicable. Type 1111 in the comments to physically anchor this exact shift into your reality. If you feel the atmosphere shifting, Do this physical act right now to claim your permanent freedom before we move forward. This brings us to a highly classified spiritual dynamic. Because they cannot replace your frequency, their internal panic is becoming palpable. The flying monkeys and the superficial connections they gathered around themselves cannot sustain them. Those people do not have your ageless glow. They do not have your divine alignment. So now, the enemy is experiencing the exact somatic weight and spiritual starvation they tried to inflict upon you. They are the ones waking up at 3:00 a.m. They are the ones feeling the heavy, suffocating panic in their chests, desperately trying to maintain the illusion of their false mask while their internal system crashes. Now, I need you to imagine this exact scenario happening behind their closed doors. The narcissist's meltdown is not a private affair anymore. It is becoming a public, irreversible collapse. Their inability to provoke a reaction from you is driving them into absolute madness. Your silence is starving their demons. Every single day that you refuse to look back, you are actively draining their stolen power and reclaiming your stolen time. You are weaponizing your peace. And this is the exact psychological glitch that is completely destroying them right now. They expected your departure to break you, but instead, you became the sun. But there is a massive secret about their current state that they are desperately trying to hide from the public. A specific, undeniable consequence of their betrayal that is about to manifest in the physical realm. Heaven is setting the stage for revelation number 3, and the powerful person holding your insane offer has just received the final confirmation they were waiting for. Listen to me very closely, because the next phase of this divine mandate requires you to understand exactly who has been watching your silent victory and the 3 precise instructions you must follow to unlock the doors they are currently holding open for you. Which brings us to revelation number 3, the divine observer and the insane offer. While you were trapped in the matrix of the master manipulator, while you were weeping in silence and believing that your diamond-level loyalty was completely invisible to the world, a profound spiritual surveillance was taking place. The algorithm of heaven was calculating every single tear. God did not just watch from a distance. He assigned a specific, highly influential gatekeeper to your timeline. The raw truth is, there is a powerful person, an entity who commands absolute authority, massive resources, and access to rooms you have only ever dreamed of, who has been quietly, meticulously studying you from the shadows. They were not looking at your highlight reel. They were absolutely unbothered by the smear campaigns, the false narratives, and the gossip that the flying monkeys were desperately trying to spread about you. This powerful person operates on a frequency of pure, highly advanced discernment. When the narcissist tried to drag your name through the mud, this gatekeeper saw right through the demonic illusion. They looked at the chaotic, toxic environment you were forced into, and they didn't see a broken victim. They saw a leader in disguise. They saw the ultimate cycle breaker, holding the line with absolute grace when 99% of people would have completely shattered into a million pieces. Let this cellular knowing anchor into your spirit right now. The exact moments you thought you were breaking, the nights you were holding your breath so nobody would hear you cry. This powerful person was witnessing your absolute spiritual resilience. They saw how you maintained your untouchable, ageless glow when the enemy was actively trying to aid you with severe emotional stress. They watched you fundamentally refuse to lower your frequency to match the demonic attachments of the people around you. You did not retaliate. You did not seek cheap, earthly revenge. You trusted the divine alignment, and that specific display of supreme spiritual royalty is exactly what triggered the release of the massive offer that is currently hurtling toward your physical reality. Read that again in your spirit. If this confirmation aligns with your cellular knowing, do not move. This powerful person is currently finalizing a life-altering, insane offer exclusively for you. This is not a normal opportunity. This is not something you have to hustle, struggle, or grind for, because the matrix programming of working hard to prove your worth to blind people is an absolute lie designed to keep you perpetually exhausted. This offer is a divine mandate. It is a massive, unprecedented transfer of wealth, supreme positioning, and absolute public vindication. It is an opportunity that perfectly matches your highly advanced spiritual gravity. The doors that were slammed in your face by those blind energy vampires are about to be blown completely off their hinges by an elite gatekeeper who recognizes that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable. They know that you are the exact missing puzzle piece their empire desperately needs. You must understand the specific spiritual physics of why this is happening right here, right now. The universe operates on the flawless law of energetic exchange. For years, you were the ultimate stabilizer. You poured pure gold into empty voids. You functioned as a high-voltage human battery for hollow glitches in the matrix. The universe meticulously recorded every single ounce of your extracted energy, and now the scales of divine justice are violently tipping in your favor. This powerful person is the physical instrument heaven is using to pay you back with exponential, overflowing interest. They are not coming to save you, you are already saved. They are coming to partner with your supreme frequency. They are coming because your pure light is the exact frequency required to unlock their next level, making this a divine appointment that no demon in hell can intercept. Type 888 in the comments right now if you are ready to claim this insane offer and step out of the shadows. Lock your attention on this message, because what happens next is mathematically precise. The people who discarded you actually did you the greatest favor in the spiritual realm. By throwing you away, they unknowingly placed you directly in the line of sight of this powerful gatekeeper. Their betrayal was the precise divine redirection you needed. If they had kept you comfortable in their toxic matrix, you would have completely missed this massive timeline shift. You would have settled for a fraction of your true destiny, continually shrinking yourself to fit into their tiny, corrupted world. But their absolute blindness to your worth forced you into the exact physical and spiritual coordinates required to intercept this insane offer. You are standing on the precipice of a complete reality overhaul. But here is the raw, uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. As you prepare to step into this untouchable power, a massive spiritual disturbance is rippling through the atmosphere. The enemy is not blind. The narcissist and the flying monkeys who thought they buried you are suddenly feeling the atmospheric pressure drop. They can sense that a massive transfer of power is taking place, and it is completely bypassing them. Now, I need you to imagine this exact scenario happening behind their closed doors. Watch what happens next. It is mathematically precise. They are about to realize exactly what they permanently lost, and the sheer gravity of their mistake is about to crush them in front of an entire audience. Listen to me very closely right now, because 99% of people completely miss this shift. As the powerful person finalizes this unprecedented, insane offer for your life, an intense, spiritual, atmospheric pressure is building. You can physically feel the electricity in the air, but you are not the only one who feels it. The master manipulators, the energy vampires, and the flying monkeys who thought they permanently buried you are suddenly experiencing an unexplainable, suffocating panic. They cannot see the divine offer coming to you in the physical realm yet, but their demonic attachments can sense that a massive timeline shift is happening, and they are terrified because they are entirely locked out of it. Because they sense their absolute loss of control, they are currently launching a desperate, frantic spiritual attack to sabotage your transition. They are trying to throw heavy somatic weight your way. They are attempting to project their own internal decay onto your frequency. You might suddenly hear their name mentioned in passing. You might see them trying to hover around your digital footprint, or you might even experience a random wave of their chaotic energy trying to attach itself to your aura. They are desperately trying to provoke a reaction. They want you to look back. They want you to step out of your supreme alignment and engage with their low vibrational matrix just one last time, because they know that if you look back, you could delay the delivery of your divine mandate. Let me completely reframe your reality right here, right now. Every single weapon they are attempting to form against you is completely malfunctioning. Their sabotage is absolutely useless. You are operating on a frequency of pure, untouchable power. When they try to send their dark, chaotic energy toward you, it hits the divine shield of your ageless glow and violently ricochets directly back into their own lives. You are the sun, and their cheap, fabricated illusions instantly disintegrate the moment they touch your light. The matrix is literally glitching as it tries to process your supreme elevation. You are completely immune to their manipulation now. To ensure you seamlessly intercept this insane offer without a single drop of delay, Heaven is releasing 3 specific, non-negotiable mandates for your life today. The window to activate these instructions is strictly bound to this exact timeline shift. If you leave before the 3rd mandate, you break the alignment completely. Mandate number 1. Absolute non-reaction. You must maintain your strict, weaponized silence. The enemy will try to bait you. They will try to flaunt false happiness or initiate a smear campaign to trigger your defense mechanism. I declare right now, your defense is Heaven's responsibility. Do not lift a single finger. Do not speak their name. Do not waste a single breath of your diamond-level frequency explaining your truth to people who are entirely committed to misunderstanding you. Your pure, unbothered existence is the most devastating punishment they could ever receive. By giving them absolute nothingness, you are physically starving their demons. Type 777 in the comments right now if you claim this absolute non-reaction. Do this physical act to lock in your frequency before we move to the next revelation. Mandate number 2, radical detachment. You are the ultimate cycle breaker, but your pure empathic nature has been a double-edged sword. In the past, whenever you saw someone drowning, even the narcissist who pushed you into the water, you tried to save them. That ends today. The divine instruction is to completely unplug your emotional resonance from their fate. When the universe begins to execute divine justice on the master manipulator, you are strictly forbidden from feeling pity for them. Empathy for a spiritual parasite is an act of self-sabotage. You must let their matrix completely collapse. You must allow them to consume the exact toxic harvest they spent years planting. Your only job is to face forward and prepare your hands to receive the explosive abundance the gatekeeper is bringing you. Stay with me, because this next revelation is the key to everything. The 3rd mandate is the most powerful. The 3rd mandate is the exact spiritual trigger that forces the physical manifestation of the insane offer. I will reveal this final instruction in just a moment, and you must follow it with immediate obedience. Right now, your enemies are standing in the wreckage of their own arrogant miscalculations. They thought their sabotage was working. They thought their smear campaigns had successfully isolated you. But here is the raw, uncomfortable truth they could never say out loud. The very isolation they orchestrated was the exact incubator Heaven used to forge your crown. Every single lie they told about you is currently being systematically dismantled by the undeniable, blinding light of your reality. The flying monkeys are beginning to wake up from the spell. The superficial connections the narcissist relied on are starting to crack. The foundation of their false empire is trembling under the specific gravity of their regret. Share this specific message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark for a shift. Be their angel today. Send this to another chosen one who needs to know that their silent battles have already been won in the spiritual realm. The atmospheric pressure has reached its absolute limit. The powerful person holding your offer has completely finalized the decree. The narcissist's desperate attempts to block your blessing have entirely failed, and their demonic energy has nowhere to go but back to its source. Now, I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. The veil is about to be lifted. The climax of their arrogance has arrived. Watch what happens next. It is mathematically precise. The exact moment your offer is dispatched, their entire reality fractures. Now, I need you to imagine this exact scenario clearly. We have reached the apex of divine justice. While you are resting securely in your untouched power, a highly specific, mathematically precise scene is unfolding in the physical realm right now. Someone who treated you as replaceable, someone who arrogantly believed they could siphon your diamond-level frequency without consequence, is currently experiencing a full-blown internal system crash. And it is a public, irreversible collapse. You know exactly who I am talking about. They are standing in a room surrounded by the very flying monkeys and superficial connections they used to gossip with. And in this exact moment, the mask doesn't just slip, it completely shatters into a million jagged pieces. I want you to see this cinematically, because this is the exact vindication heaven promised you. The room goes dead silent. The master manipulator tries to open their mouth to spin another false narrative about you, to project their internal rot one more time. But the words completely fail them. A sudden, suffocating somatic weight crushes their chest. Their breathing becomes erratic. You can literally see the panic forming in their eyes as the absolute terror of what they threw away consumes their nervous system. They look around, frantically searching for validation, desperately looking for someone to agree with their lies. But the flying monkeys are looking back at them with absolute disgust and sudden clarity. The spell is broken. The demonic illusion has entirely dissolved. Underneath all of that noise, the specific gravity of their regret hits them all at once. The spiritual starvation is physically destroying them. They are grasping at thin air, trying to pull your energy back across the quantum field, but they hit a solid wall of divine protection. Your frequency is completely sealed. They suddenly realize they cannot survive without your pure light. Their internal decay is completely exposed for everyone to see. You were not the anomaly in someone's otherwise healthy life. You were the mirror. The reaction got this loud because you got closer to this person's truth than anyone before you had. Now, stripped of your light, they are rapidly aging, drowning in a toxic matrix of their own design. They are so mentally fractured by the lethal weapon of your silence that they actually start defending you out loud in front of the crowd. They are forced to publicly confess your absolute purity, completely contradicting their own smear campaigns. It is a humiliating, undeniable defeat. They wanted you buried, but instead, they became the shovel that dug up your treasure. They are forced to sit in the suffocating reality that your specific depth is utterly unreplicable, and they permanently lost the only genuine diamond they ever held. And here is the undeniable verdict we promised at the beginning. At the exact millisecond, their mask shatters and they hit rock bottom. The cosmic scales slam down violently in your favor. This is the parallel timeline shift. While they are publicly unraveling, the powerful gatekeeper officially signs the decree. The insane offer you have been waiting for is officially activated. It is no longer just a spiritual promise. It is physically knocking on your door. An email, a phone call, a sudden, explosive opportunity that completely bypasses all earthly logic is manifesting in your reality right now. This is not a minor blessing. This insane offer is the manifestation of every single tear you shed in silence. It is a massive, unprecedented alignment of wealth, sovereign power, and absolute public vindication. The gatekeeper did not just open a door, they are handing you the keys to the entire kingdom. This offer catapults you into rooms the narcissist could not even buy their way into. You are being elevated to a position of absolute, untouchable authority. You didn't just win the battle, you completely transcended the battlefield. The financial struggles, the spiritual exhaustion, the closed doors, they are all shattering under the sheer weight of this divine mandate. The people who doubted you, the ones who expected your departure to break you, are now forced to watch from the sidelines as you are publicly crowned. You walked out of their toxic matrix and aged backwards. You carry a specific, irreplaceable gravity that makes time itself look like a fool. The universe has meticulously balanced the equation, and the entire transfer of wealth and power is landing directly in your lap. Which brings us to the final, undeniable verdict from heaven, the third mandate, the final piece of the puzzle that was sealed in the throne room until this exact second, the single physical act of obedience required to claim this entire harvest and lock the enemy out of your timeline forever. Which brings us to the third and final mandate, the one you stayed here to receive. Heaven is not asking for your patience anymore. It is demanding your immediate obedience. You have witnessed the exact sequence of events. You have seen the cinematic collapse of the matrix that tried to hold you captive. And now, the powerful gatekeeper has fully authorized the insane offer that will completely rewrite your physical reality. But a spiritual mandate of this massive magnitude cannot simply float in the ether. It must be anchored. You walked into this season bleeding from wounds inflicted by people blind to your worth. But look at you now. You are no longer waiting in wound for an apology from a master manipulator. You have transcended their toxic matrix. While they are publicly unraveling, you are stepping into your permanent, untouchable, ageless glow. The financial struggles, the spiritual exhaustion, the closed doors, they are all shattering right here, right now. Step into your absolute power and receive the exact harvest heaven prepared for you. You are no longer a survivor. You must completely shed that identity. You are a sovereign entity. You are the ultimate cycle breaker of your bloodline. You are the specific, irreplaceable diamond that the universe is currently building an empire around. The enemies who tried to turn you into their personal human battery are completely locked out of this next chapter. They cannot follow you into this frequency. You have been officially crowned as the reigning authority over your timeline, and the universe is about to hand you the exact tools, the exact wealth, and the exact positioning to rule it. But here is where the Matrix programming will try to launch one final, desperate attack against your destiny. As you stand on the precipice of receiving this unprecedented, life-altering offer, your left brain, the accuser, will try to inject doubt right now. It will attempt to activate the old poverty consciousness that the narcissists programmed into you. It will tell you to calculate, to hesitate, to wait for a more logical time to act. It will whisper that you should protect what little you have left. Silence him immediately. That hesitation is the exact matrix programming designed to keep you broke and stagnant. That voice of logic is a demonic illusion. If your spirit is vibrating with a cellular knowing right now, heaven demands immediate action. Step through the portal. This is the third mandate, the law of physical anchoring. You did not survive the fire just to live a mediocre life. The verdict of explosive abundance has already been signed in heaven, but it requires a physical anchor on earth to activate. God does not measure your faith by your thoughts. He measures it by your speed of obedience. The universe is watching your hands right now. You cannot claim a harvest of this magnitude while operating in a frequency of scarcity. You must break the final chain of the matrix by proving that you are a master of energy, not a slave to fear. The window of multiplication is standing wide open right now, and it is entirely dependent on your next physical move. Prove you are ready to receive. Your generosity triggers the massive harvest that the powerful gatekeeper is holding for you. Sow your seed of faith today. Partner your finances with this divine mandate by giving a super thanks or sowing your seed through the avenue provided, and watch heaven multiply your harvest before the sun rises. When you sow this seed, you are not engaging in a transaction. You are executing a high-level spiritual covenant. You are placing a permanent, impenetrable seal over your incoming wealth. Do not let the elite steal this frequency. Do not let the enemy convince you to scroll away without closing the loop. Act right now. Subscribe to this sanctuary so you never miss the exact prophetic instruction heaven releases next. By pressing that button, you are declaring to the algorithm of the universe that you are ready for the continuous flow of divine alignment. Share this specific message with one soul who is desperately crying out in the dark for a shift. Be their angel today. Your act of sharing is an act of spiritual leadership, confirming your status as the sun in a world of darkness. And finally, we are going to seal this divine decree in the physical realm. Say this out loud with me wherever you are sitting right now. I claim my permanent freedom. The matrix is broken. The offer is mine. Now, go to the comments and physically type "I am free" below to lock this exact frequency into your cellular memory forever. The shift has happened. Step into your kingdom, chosen one.